Hello, David Bradley in the box room here. I'm about to press enter, or return, sorry, and tell this 1581 drive I've been pestering to format a disk because it's had weird things. Now, mind you, the disks are finicky. But anyway, it's so far it's been going very well. Oh no, it failed on that one. We'll try that again. Remember, these disks are all like 30, 40 years old, but the drive does seem to be quite happy. And it does have, I have not opened it up yet, but it has Jiffy DOS inside of it. It does. Anyway, I keep on saying I'm going to get this squeaky chair sorted, and I haven't found my WD-40. And I keep on going back to this hobby shop because I want to get an oil syringe. And no, I don't want to inject myself with oil, but it's a thing where you can very accurately just squeeze out a tiny little bit of oil. Just a tiny little bit, right where it's needed. And so far, they have failed me. But I will try again. I was going to go there yesterday and look again, but the parking in the place, it's a very tiny little lot, was just so disastrous. And even just, there was somebody trying to pull out, somebody trying to pull in, and I was like, I can't do this. Anyway, while this is doing its thing here, I'm going to back up my squeaky chair, and I'm going to reach down here, because, of course, this is all part of the bunch of stuff that followed me home with the... Oh, okay. I think this is done. It did. It formatted. It's good. Okay. This is all part of the bunch of stuff that followed me home that was part of the 1581. Well, of course, what do we have here? We have a Commodore 64 power supply. Now, does it work? I don't know. And I will find out. And how will I find out? Well, as we know with these power supplies, the 5 volts is usually the downfall. So I will take this tester from Rudy, made by Rudy of Rudy's Retro Intel. I will plug it in, and I will see that this is reading 5.23. This is within perfectly acceptable parameters. Now, as we found out recently, and I know because it's been a long time since I've snipped the cord. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Just a second. Well, I'm going to pull this out. Actually, before I mark this, I will give it a try in the 64. Now, if the 9 volts is bad, it means we're snipping. But generally, it shouldn't do any damage. But we'll know very quickly if suddenly there's a nasty buzz. Okay, that's the disk drive. That's okay. Okay. So there's no nasty buzz. The machine comes up, and on the bottom of it, I will mark it 5.23. And I know it's black on black, but I know to look for it. And I know it's okay. Alright, so that went well. Now, I'm going to unplug this. That squeaky chair. I'm going to pull this out. I think I will actually end up taking this downstairs. Because even though a lot of people say, oh, you can't trust those things, and they're evil, well, this one tests okay. So maybe I'll take such things to the World of Commodore and sell them or something. We'll see. Anyway, okay, so here we have another power supply. It seems to have some sort of got a cable tie thing on it. And we'll see. Does this one need to be snipped? Okay, here we are. 5.07. Well within acceptable parameters. So, is the 9-volt side good? I don't know. We'll find out in a second. Yes, it is. It's okay. I suppose what I should do... Oops. Oh, I guess if I typed better. There we go. Boy, that's fast. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I will torture test these a bit. And I'm going to format this disk again. I'm going to call it format 4, comma, F4, quote, colon, close, 15. That's open 15, comma 8, comma 15, comma, quote, N, 0, colon, format, space, 4, comma, F4, quote, colon, close, 15. And I will send that command off to the 1581. And see how it goes. We shall. It's funny, in the midst of this, and I'm really trying not to move, so the chair does not. Because I see there was, I believe, a comment on YouTube. Well, it is. It's about the video about the Commodore PET 4040. Hello. So here we are. The drive does not shatter. And yeah, it's where the thing that's supposed to have the head doing its thing is somehow that, and the thing that's supposed to guide it is slipping out. Anyway, here's a comment from Carl Hamilton 13 minutes ago, and his comment was, yikes. Anyway, I think that I have in fact figured out, there's another one here from 14 hours ago, Lone Wolf. Oh wow, hope you get it figured out. Well, you know what, a lot of the PET 4040 things that I've been doing recently are, I recorded them a while ago when I was in the midst of a whole lot of intense stuff with the 4040s. Intense. How did we do? Did we format? We did. We're going to do that again. Format 5, F5. Anyway, so a lot of these were filmed a while ago, and I just try to put them one a day, and I've been adding as I do new things. Anyway, I do believe that the main problem that was having with those drives, where the pancake thing in the bottom of the 4040 drive would not perform, and things were slipping out and things were bad. The rails, where the head moves back and forth, were dirty, and it's funny, not much resistance. Oh, that failed. But enough resistance that it wouldn't slide nice, and I guess they were made that way, that if things aren't sliding nice, instead of something breaking, just slip out and say, okay, we'll try again. See how it goes. Anyway, so I have found that by cleaning those rails, and then I asked Rudy from Rudy's Retro Intel what he does, and he said white lithium grease. Not a whole bunch of it. I said, okay. So I clean up the rails and take a Q-tip and take some white lithium grease and spread it around, and then I convince the drive to move the thing around a bit, and once it's nicely lubricated, generally speaking, such drives are pretty happy again. So the two things to try, to do to any sort of 4040 that I know of, is, of course, clean the heads. This is before you start undoing and trying to dick around with alignment and stuff. Clean the heads and grease the rails. Clean the heads, grease the rails. Clean the heads, grease the rails. Anyway, this does seem to be formatting. It does, so that is a good thing. It's a nice sound. It's actually, from what I know of this, and I remember I heard of this from Joey Palumbo, who is always at the World of Commodore. And of course, the World of Commodore is coming soon, December 2nd and 3rd, 2023. The Admiral INN. Check the TPUG website, TPUG Facebook page, and I will be posting details. But anyway, Joey is usually there, and he, he had a thing once where he had 1581 kits. They're all gone, long gone now. No, they're all gone. But apparently, the disk drive in the 1581 and the disk drive in the Amiga 500 are interchangeable. They are. So if you have one or the other, or you've got issues or whatever, and you have another one around that you can borrow from to test, and yes, supposedly the 3.5-inch drive inside the Amiga 500 is the same as what's in the 1581. So I've heard. Anyway, this, I believe, it did format this time. I will load the directory, I will look, and it did. So it is interesting how things sometimes work and sometimes don't. All right. Let me think. Is there anything else? Oh, wait a second. Oh no. Okay, that's the power supply I tested, and it seems okay. I have another mystery here, and I'm really not sure if I want to try this or not, so I probably won't. Oh, another cable tie. This is the power supply that this fellow that I got the 1581 from was using in the 1581, where he said it worked. And I'm not saying he's wrong, but I really think power supply DSP-A5, yeah, it's for a 500. This is the power supply for an Amiga 500. It's got a power switch on it. It looks like one for the 128. It does. Let me look. I have in front of me the power supply that I'm using currently in the 1581. And indeed, pin 1 is 5 volts DC. Pin 2 is ground on both of them. Pin 3 is ground, and in this one, pin 3 is NC, which probably means no connection. And pin 4 on both of them is plus 12 volts. So, you know what? It's probably just dandy. I just have not seen this, but this is for an Amiga 500. But I guess it works on the 1581. I guess. Am I brave? I mean, this is what he was using on it. It says it should work. Okay, I'm just going to set it there for a moment. Hopefully things will calm down. Oh, and here, this is the 64 that came with that bunch of stuff. But I have not tested it at all. There's another one, too. I have not tested. I will put that down here out of the way. And I guess I will unplug. I have a phone charger here. This power bar I gotta move. I'm not happy with it at all. But there's a phone charger. So I should be able to take this 1581, unplug the power supply, which of course that's the serial cable, unplug the power supply and look at it. It has 4 pins. And then I should be able to plug this in. And plug this in. And am I scared? No, not really, because he's been using it like this. Now turn it on. Oh, maybe it was on. Okay, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing nothing. Okay, is the power bar on? It is. Okay, well, maybe the power supply is not okay. I don't know. Maybe it was wrong. Anyway, I'm just hoping that I've not done something foolish. It comes on there. That's weird. Oh, wait a second. Just a second. There is a switch on this power supply, and sure enough, it is in the off position. I will turn it on, and I still get. Oh, alright, I've got it on. Do I have the drive on? Oh, now I do. Okay, so here we are. The 1581 is got open 15, 8, I'll try this again. It has the Amiga 500 power supply in, and I will issue a format command. This is what he was using. I would suspect the capacity on this power supply is more so than this one. On this one, the 0.5, why can't I see this? Oh yeah, 4.5 amps, and the 12 volts is 1 amp. Yeah, so this is more powerful. But it doesn't mean it doesn't work, because obviously it works. It does seem to be just fine. Anyway, I will undoubtedly probably continue to use the power supply that is meant for this with this drive. But it's good to know, in a pinch, it's an option. So the disk is formatting. Well, I believe it is done. So we will load the directory, and indeed, it has now formatted 6 times, because I call it format 6, and it's F6, and it's good. Alright, I am going to turn the drive off, pull this power supply out, and pull it out of the drive. Yep. So definitely this is it has more juice. It does. Very good. I'll put that down here with that other 64 power supply. And I will put this power supply back and turn on the 1581. And perhaps I will send it another format command. So, I think for the moment, that's enough. I'm going to leave this to do its thing, and I will mark this power supply with its voltage and put it aside. Oh, we have an error. We'll try again. We'll see. Anyway, I have so much to do, so much to check. I've got to get back to the pet room. Oh, it's falling in. I've got to get back to the pet room. I've got a thing to test out. It's this really great thing made by Rudy of Rudy's Residential. You may have heard that name. And it lets you connect a 1701 or a 1702, or anyway, it gives you composite output that you can connect to a pet. So, first of all, you can have another monitor hooked up to the pet. And I've seen he's done actually a demonstration of things, and he's going to be at the World of Commodore with this, where he has a 1701, or maybe it's a 1702 hooked up, as well as a flat screen. There's some other adapter needed to do the flat screen thing. There is. But anyway, it's quite something. And anyway, I got to test it. And I've got so wrapped up in taking the family portrait and stuff. It's so, it's not, it's horrible. Life is funny. Things sort of throw you off at times. So I haven't really done much in the pet room since, but I really need to. And I got to hook this thing up and connect it to 1701 and say, yeah, and then test it on different kinds of the machines to make sure that it's okay. So this is formatting. And life is good. Soon it will finish. And maybe, now that this, you know what, just hang in there for a second. I was just about to stop. I'll let this finish. It's finished. No error light. I will load the directory. Okay, format 7. Good. So I will turn the 64 off. This power supply has now had a little bit of time. What is it? Oh, just a little schmutz. It's had a little bit of time. And now we'll see that it's reading 5.08 within acceptable parameters. So, okay. Oh, God. I need to resolve my varying power supply things. Okay. And this power supply was made in the 15th week. 5.08. It was made in the 15th week of 1983. 40 years ago. I'll try to get it out of here without yanking things down, because the cords have a way of tangling. So I'll put that on the floor. I will. Alright, well that is enough for now, I think. Thanks so much for being here. What have we learned? Well, that's a fine question. An Amiga 500 power supply will work on a 1581. And also, the disk drive for an Amiga 500, the internal one, I've not done it, but supposedly it is interchangeable with a 1581. Makes sense. There, you know. All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Keep your stick on the ice. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.